I loved the Neo Geo Pocket Color back in the early 2000s, and I still do. I played the heck out of it. I really enjoyed the portable Neo Geo arcade action that we got with this thing. The games were so well designed and accessible, the graphics were excellent. I had a lot of fun with it and wished it would have been more successful at that time. Maybe more games would have been released. It seems more people were interested in the Game Boy Color at that time, so a lot of people missed out on these games or possibly weren't even aware of the handheld. But legit access to these games has been a reality via SNK, re-releasing a small portion of the library on consoles and PC. So early in 2021, the Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection Volume 1, which included 10 games with stuff like the 2 Metal Slug portable games, Samurai Showdown 2, and the excellent Match of the Millennium, was released. And then in early 2022, Card Fighters Clash released, which included both the SNK and Capcom versions of the game. Really enjoyed that one. So now in August of 2022, Mega Man Battle & Fighters just released. And there are some things you may want to know before you jump to buy it on the eShop. So this game is a re-release of a Japan-only title, Rockman Battle & Fighters. It was initially released in 2000 for the Neo Geo Pocket Color in Japan, and was a portable version of the Power Battle & Fighter arcade games. Currently, it is one of the more pricier carts to find for the Neo Geo Pocket Color, fetching around $200 loose or around $300 complete. Yeah, I ain't got the money for that. So, it's a fighting game where you can play as Mega Man, Bass, or Proto Man against a buttload of Robot Masters, one-on-one. No stages to get through, just straight boss fights. I love the arcade versions, and this portable version has a lot to like about it as well. You got 40 bosses you can fight over several different stages, including fighting several different forms of Dr. Wily. It's a very fun game on the Neo Geo Pocket, and it's a shame we didn't originally get this one in the West. The animations are great, the music sounds awesome, and the details in the game are pretty impressive. The Neo Geo Pocket really had an awesome library of games and really excelled with the fighters, despite only having 2 buttons. With Mega Man Battle & Fighters, the 2 buttons are fine, as that's all you really need. The original games in the arcade just had 3 buttons. They had 2 of them, one for fire, one for jump, and then one for switching weapons, so 3 total. Here you just press the option button to bring up the weapon select, so it works just fine, just like the arcade game for the most part, just portable version. So all the Robot Masters, they have different move sets. Some will change up their attack patterns the more damage you deal to them. But the games are a little limited with the backgrounds for stages, as they do repeat throughout the 2 versions of the game that are included. But the variety of Robot Masters does keep it fresh in my opinion. Now, just like all the other Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection titles released on the Switch, you have some display options where you can zoom in or out, change the bezel to different colors of the handheld. You can also enable a filter that attempts to mimic the look of the original screen, which it does a decent job, but I just don't like how much darker the image gets using it, so I typically leave it off. And if you want to be a cheating bastard, you can also rewind while you're playing the game if you screw something up. I really don't use that in these games, but you have it if you want to use it. It's a really packed game in my opinion. For a portable fighter, there is quite a bit of replayability here and content. The game originally allowed for link cables to transfer data between systems, but that option is not enabled here. And one other thing you may want to know, this is a single player experience only. The Switch version, just like the original Neo Geo Pocket Color version, does not support 2 players at all. Now, one of the biggest gripes I could see people having though, is that you would hope with the title of the game using Mega Man instead of Rockman, that maybe the in-game text and menus would be translated to English, and unfortunately, that's not the case here. The menus are all in Japanese. And this can be confusing as there's quite a few options available in different settings. Pretty much 99% of the text is Japanese. There are a few instances of English being used, but where it would really matter, it is in Japanese. This is unfortunate, and mostly I would say a game like this, it doesn't really matter as it's just a fighter, but there's plenty of places like descriptions, the story, database stuff, the conversations between characters. It would have been nice to be able to read that stuff while playing the game. And obviously, like I said, the biggest one is the menus and settings. That can be confusing. Now, there is one thing that helps this a bit, and that's access to the in-game manual. You get like a replica of the original manual. And in this game, it has been translated to English, so just taking a quick look at it should guide you through the menus and a few other things, you know, as well. Give you a good idea of what's going on. It really only took me a short while to figure out all the menus and settings, so it really hasn't taken too much away from the experience for me, but it still would have been nice to be able to read everything. I mean, I got accustomed to the menus and options, but the in-game stuff, characters are talking, the database stuff, yeah, I don't know what it's saying. Sure, I could bust my phone out, use Google Translate, but it is a little bit of a hassle. Either way, it's still a lot of fun. So the game is available now in the eShop for $7.99. And don't forget, as I always bring it up when I personally buy a game on the eShop and I talk about it in a video, make sure you claim your gold coins from physical games that you bought. You usually get those automatically from digital games that you buy on the eShop, because these gold coins, they're as good as cash on the eShop. You can get a decent discount on these games, or even free if you have enough coins, so always pay attention to that. If you got some games that you haven't claimed those coins, get on it. Hey, that's how I got Shredder's Revenge for like less than half, like way more than half off actually. And this one too, I got a few dollars off. So always worth pointing out. You can save some money here. Now, I really was almost hesitant buying this one. And it's not like I didn't know that it was all Japanese beforehand. You know, I thought maybe they translated it. I really didn't look into it before I bought it. I was just excited to play it. I mean, that was my mistake, not double checking first. But, you know, hey, that's why I kind of let you guys know in this video as well, there is no English. But I do believe at some point SNK would release this this game in a second volume of the Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection with like a new set of games. And, you know, like I said, include this one and most likely Card Fighters Clash for a lower price than if you would buy all the games for like $8 each type of thing. But who knows for sure when or if that would happen. And if it did, what would the titles be included in it? With the first collection, they pretty much included everything I cared about. So, I mean, I guess we wait and see. Maybe there'll be a bunch of like Japanese exclusive stuff like this game. I don't know. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Just wanted to give you guys the heads up on a few details with this to let you know before you buy it. It's a fun one. I'm really glad I picked it up. Just wish it was in English. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.